Welcome, welcome, welcome. So this morning I was listening to a content creator that I normally listen to. It's Elisa from Mink Arts and Crafts. And she did a series of tag questions. And in the tag questions, she said, even if I don't tag you, if you want to do this, go ahead, go for it. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go for it. But first, the canvas I'm working on is Dream Chaser by Lori Prindle. It's a Diamond Art Club and it's 97.8 centimeters by 65 centimeters. And it has 64 colors. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 fairy dust and 1 AB. And we're gonna get started with our questions and with our whip. So the first, she has it broke out into several categories, and within each category there was approximately 5 questions. So the first one is habits and routines. So what is your ultimate crafting background noise is the first question. Is it TV shows, audiobook, podcasts, music, or silence? Well, for me, it's usually YouTube. I usually listen to content creators while I'm working, but occasionally I will have the TV on and listen to a TV series. I haven't really gotten into watching a lot of podcasts, but I think that might be my next move. So that's question number 1. Question number 2, are you a morning crafter or a late night owl crafter? I am definitely a late night owl crafter. I have been a late night owl crafter all my life. In fact, I'm just plain a late night owl. I tend to stay up till all hours of the night. And if I had my way, I'd probably sleep all day and be up all night. But the world doesn't work that way. So unfortunately, I have to adapt. Third question, how many works in progress or whips do you have going? Well, I am doing the 26 for 26 challenge, so I have approximately 20 going. This is one of them. I'm doing this one not only for the 26 and 26, but I'm also doing it for Year of the Horse. And I'm doing it for my niece. She likes to barrel race and loves horses. She has approximately 6 of them herself. And so I think she'll enjoy this. She'll enjoy this horse that I'm making for her. So question number 4, what is the longest break you have ever taken from the hobby? Well, I've only been diamond painting since January of 2025, so only about 1.5 years approximately. And the longest I've gone is about a week, and that was when I was traveling for work and just couldn't take it with me for whatever reason. So that was the longest I've gone without diamond painting. Question number 5, do you have a dedicated diamond painting desk or do you travel around the house? Well, I have a dedicated desk that I'm currently working on, and I use this most of the time, but I've also been known to diamond paint on my dining room table and also on my couch on an easel. I enjoy sitting on the couch, and that was thanks to a friend of mine, Stephanie, who turned me on to her setup on the couch, and so it makes a nice change up to have it on the easel. All right, so that's it for section number 1. Section number 2 is tools and setup. So what is your absolute favorite tray to use? Well, you can see I'm using the DAC trays. Those are my favorite trays to use, and those are what I tend to go to. I have tried some others, and while they're okay, they're nice, they're whatever, I can't see spending the money when these come in the kits and don't cost me any extra. So every once in a while I will order a specialty tray that might be associated with an event of some sort. But otherwise, I use my deck trays for everything. Okay, number 2 in this section, are you a team wax, team putty, or team glue dots? Well, I'm kind of a little of all. I have glue dots in my single placer and I have putty in my multi-placer. I'm currently trying a lot of different putties, trying to figure out what works down here in Florida because, as you probably know, the heat and humidity down here is rough. It is rough on putty. It just doesn't work very well. And I've tried a variety of them that other people work well for other people, but they just haven't worked well for me down here. So we'll keep looking. All right, number 3 in the tools and setup section. What is your number 1 tip for using a multi-placer? Well, mine is just jump in there and give it a try. You'll get better as you go. I was terrible at it when I first started. The drills would fall off and they were crooked and I would spend as much time straightening them. And I still do that sometimes, but I've gotten a lot better at it. So just jump in there and give it a try. And I've tried, my go-to right now is a 7-placer or an 8-placer. If I go higher than that, I do have a 10 that I use sometimes, but if I go much higher than that, I find that the placer wants to bend because I do a rocking motion, and I guess I'm a hard placer, so I tend to bend the larger ones. So I'll stick with my 7 and 8 placers that I use. Number 4 in this section, do you use a light pad for every kit or only on dark canvases? Well, that's kind of a tricky question. I use a light pad when I'm working on my easel on the couch, but other than that, I mostly sit at my desk and I use a half moon light that's a lot of people are using nowadays. It's kind of meant for people who do nails. You see them a lot in nail salons, but I find that it works better. When I use a light pad for very long and then I turn it off and stop diamond painting, I sometimes have a headache and I have a hard time with my eyes adjusting back to not having that backlight. And with this moonlight, I don't have that problem. Number 5, what is your favorite brand or scent of crafting wax? So basically, I'm kind of an anything, vanilla, brown sugar, cinnamon, that type of thing. I'm not really big on floral scents, so I would say those types of scents. The next section is canvases and drill choices. So if I could only choose one for the rest of your life, would it be squares or rounds? It would probably be squares. I don't mind doing rounds, but they're not my favorite. And also, but another issue is I have 3 Boston Terriers and a cat, so that can be an issue with rounds because there tends to be cat hair all over everything or dog hair. So squares are it for me. Number 2, what is your ideal canvas size? So is it like snack size, which is under 30 by 40? Is it mid-sized, or is it giant confetti monsters? Well, probably my favorite is mid to large. I tend to do a lot of mid to large ones. So I'm trying to do some what I would call tiny but fierce canvases for the 26 and 26. Not all of them are tiny, like this one's not tiny. It's a pretty good sized one. And I have a couple other pretty good sized ones going and a couple that I've finished already. But I would say mid to large is probably my sweet spot, my range that I gravitate towards. Next is about drills. So A-bead, fairy dust, or rhinestones. Which special sparkle do you love the most? Well, I love the sparkle of ABs, but I really like displacing them. Placing them is just, it's just a struggle. It's gotten easier since I got my E-pen, and this one came from Butterfly Effect Wares, and it is great. I really love it. But it's only my E-pen maker is just a Picmondu one, and so it doesn't have the variable speeds, so I can't really use a multi-placer on it, so that makes it difficult. So I would say, given all that, that I would say next is my fairy dust is probably my favorite. So canvas imagery, do you prefer canvas imagery that is hyper realistic or abstract and cartoonish? Depends on the mood, depends on the canvas. It depends on a lot of things, but I tend to gravitate towards cartoonish, like in Randall Spangler's drag lanes. I absolutely adore the drag lanes. I have every single canvas that Randall Spangler ever, or Diamond Art Club ever put out of Randall Spangler's, and absolutely love them. They bring me so much joy. But then I also will do realistic ones as well. So I would say abstract is not my thing for the most part, though. So I would say it's either hyper realistic or cartoonish. So do I prefer confetti heavy canvases or color blocking heavy? Which one makes me happier? I am one of those people that I like a blend of both. I don't like a canvas that has nothing but color blocking, nor do I like a canvas that has nothing but confetti. Granted, if I love the image, I will get through them, but it won't be my favorite, that's for sure. Last question. Oh, that was the last question in that section. So the last section is called Stash and Community. So how many unstarted kits are currently in your stash? Really, do I have to tell? I have about 325 unstarted canvases. No judgment, okay? No judgment. No stash shaming. So what is the most expensive diamond painting item you have ever bought? Well, honestly, I don't buy a lot of diamond painting items. I was given this pen at a retreat last year because I was using the regular DAC pens with the twist and pick that come in the kit. And a friend of mine at the retreat said, oh no, you need to try a regular pen and a custom pen. And I really liked it. So she gave it to me, and I've been using this ever since. And that was Pink Poodle Diamond Painting. That's Ashley. And I absolutely love it. She couldn't remember where she got it from. I wish I knew where it came from because I really like the size and shape of it. It's, I don't have my tape measure here. Oh yeah, I do here. Hang on, I'll tell you. It is. The pen itself without the tips is about 4 inches long. With the tips, it's just at between 5 1/4 and 5 1/2. So that's a sweet spot size for me. So if the pen is 4, then it's going to bring it out when I have the tips on it to about 5 1/4. So that's my sweet spot for, but I don't really have an expensive item I've bought. Have you ever completely ruined or thrown away a kit? Oh, no. It makes me anxious just even thinking about that. I hope I never get to the point where I feel I have to throw away a canvas, because that would just, that would bring me lots of anxiety. And I don't think I could handle it. What do you do with your finished canvases? Portfolios, framing, gifting to other people, or storing? So far, I have either gifted them or I rotate them through a hanging system that I have. And so when I finish one, I'll take down one of the old ones that I've got up there that's been hanging for a while, and I'll roll it up and put it away in its box. Yes, I keep the original box so I can store it. And then hang the new one up. So I really enjoy being able to look at them and enjoy them, and before I put them away. I don't know what I will do with them long term. Last year I finished about 25-30 canvases, and I still have all of them except for one that is a gift. And then this year I think I've finished 6 or 7 so far. I've been going a little slower this year than I did last year. I haven't had quite as much time to diamond paint as I would like, so unfortunately I don't have as many finishes. But with this 26 and 26 challenge that Shire Shenanigans threw out there, and me decided to take it up, well, maybe I'll get more done. And the last question, who is your favorite diamond painting content creator to watch? Well, I have a bunch that I like to watch, a bunch, and I'll cycle through. Sometimes I'll watch some for a while, and then I'll switch over and watch others for a while. But some of my go-tos that I always watch are, of course, Elisa from Mink Arts and Crafts. Gotta love Mochi and Sushi and their antics that they get up to. And Kara, the principal painter, and also Katie over at Diamonds and Washi. I think I've probably watched her the longest. And then I have a couple of friends that I diamond paint with on Monday nights that I enjoy watching theirs also. And that would be Y over at Shenanigans with the Bergs, Kathy over at Kitty for Crafts, Mary Lee over at Diamond Dinosaur 33, and Doretta over at Chocolate Diamonds. So hopefully you can head over and give them a watch. But also, if you watch this video and you haven't been tagged, and you're like me, you want to do the tag questions anyway, feel free to jump right in there like I did and do it anyway, even though you haven't been tagged. And I am going to tag Y, Doretta, Mary Lee, and Kathy to answer the tag questions if they haven't already. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm going to keep working on this because I need to get it done. I need to take it with me this summer to my niece so she can enjoy it. But have a wonderful day.
Welcome to Crafters, where the sparkle never quits. Glue, gems, and glitter, yeah, we're crafting up hits.